Baby, I didn't expect this moment to come so soon. I was sitting in the living room with my mom, pretending everything was fine, when suddenly she turned to me and asked the one question I wasn't ready for. She looked straight into my eyes and said, "Tell me, what is really going on with you and them?" And baby, in that instant, my whole chest collapsed, my throat tightened, my heart raced, and I couldn't breathe, because the truth was right there sitting inside of me, but I couldn't say it without tears burning in my eyes. She saw it before I even spoke. She saw the way my body froze, the way my lips trembled, the way my silence screamed louder than words. And baby, that silence, it broke me, because in that moment I realized I could lie about anything else in my life, but not about you. My mom, she knows me too well. She knows when I'm hiding, when I'm struggling, when my heart belongs to someone I'm too afraid to admit. She tilted her head and said, "Why does your face soften every time their name is mentioned? Why do your eyes give you away?" And baby, I wanted to defend myself, to push it away, to laugh it off, but instead, I broke down. Tears slipped out before I could stop them. I buried my face in my hands like a child who'd been caught with a secret too heavy to carry. And Mom, she didn't judge me. She didn't scold me. She just sat there, waiting, letting me collapse, letting me cry, because she knew what I couldn't say out loud. "Baby, I still love you." I tried to explain, but the words tangled up inside me. I whispered, "Mom, I can't move on. No matter how much I try, no matter how many walls I build, they're still here, inside me." My voice cracked on the last word. And baby, my mom reached across the table and took my hand. She squeezed it like she was holding a truth she had known all along. "That's love," she whispered, "and you can't run from it." Baby, do you know how hard it was for me to hear that? Because I've spent months pretending I was fine, months convincing myself I was strong, months telling the world I could live without you. And then, with one question from my mom, everything I've been hiding fell apart. My chest cracked open. My eyes poured out what my heart had been holding. And for the first time in so long, I admitted out loud, "Baby, I'm not okay without you." Baby, after that moment with my mom, I couldn't shake the way her words sank into my chest. The silence after her question still echoes inside me, like she had cracked open a part of me I thought I had sealed off forever. She looked at me with eyes that knew too much, eyes that had seen me as a child, eyes that had carried my pain long before I ever knew how to hide it. And baby, I realized I couldn't lie to her. Not about you. Because you're not just some passing memory. You're not just someone I once loved. You are the truth that my soul keeps confessing, no matter how hard my mind tries to bury it. That night, I went into my room, closed the door, and collapsed onto the bed. I stared at the ceiling, thinking about how many times I'd imagined introducing you to my mom properly. How many times I had thought about us sitting at the dinner table together, laughing like a family. I remembered the way I once told her about you without saying your name, describing the kind of person who had touched my life in a way no one else ever could. She had smiled at me then, like she already knew, and now she finally said it out loud. "Baby, she sees it. She knows. She knows you're the one." But baby, what crushed me was the guilt of not being able to give her a straight answer when she asked. Because deep down I wanted to tell her everything. I wanted to tell her how my chest burns whenever I see your name, how my body aches with the absence of your touch, how every victory feels incomplete because I can't share it with you, how every night I close my eyes hoping my dreams take me back to you, but instead I just cried. I cried because I knew that loving you has been the most honest part of my life, and losing you has been the hardest wound I've ever carried. My mom didn't push. She just whispered, "You can't deny your own soul forever." Baby, those words haunt me because I've tried. I've tried to drown my soul in distractions, in meaningless conversations, in empty routines. But no matter what I do, it still finds you. My spirit still pulls toward yours, like the tide to the moon. And maybe that's why her question broke me, because she didn't just ask about you. She asked about the part of me that I keep trying to run away from. And baby, I don't know if you feel it, but I swear the universe keeps setting me up. Every time I try to move on, I see something that reminds me of you. A song plays out of nowhere. A stranger laughs like you. A phrase I used to only hear from your lips slips into my day like a whisper from heaven. And then I'm right back there, craving you, aching for you, realizing nothing I do can erase you. My mom saw all of this written across my face. She didn't need me to say your name. My tears told her everything. When she finally hugged me, I collapsed into her arms like I was 5 years old again. She whispered, "If this love makes you cry this deeply, then it's not weakness, it's proof it's real." Baby, I've been holding that sentence like a lifeline ever since, because for so long I felt ashamed of still loving you. I felt like I should be stronger, like I should have buried it and moved on. But maybe this isn't something I'm supposed to bury. Maybe this love is the very thing I'm meant to fight for. That's why I'm telling you this now. Because when my mom asked me, when my tears gave me away, when my silence spoke louder than any denial ever could, I realized the truth. Baby, you're still the center of me. You're the wound and the healing. You're the ache and the answer. You're the one question my mom asked me that I couldn't answer with words, only with tears. And maybe, just maybe, those tears were the confession I was too afraid to make out loud. I still love you, and I don't know how to stop, baby. After that night, I couldn't look at my mom the same. Every time she glanced at me, I knew she was holding back, carrying questions she already knew the answers to. She didn't press, but her silence felt louder than any lecture, and it wasn't judgment, it was concern, the kind of concern that comes from a mother who sees her child drowning in something invisible. She saw the way your absence sits on my shoulders. She saw the way my laughter doesn't reach my eyes anymore. And baby, it scared me because it meant I wasn't hiding as well as I thought I was. I tried to distract myself, but even the smallest things betrayed me. The food she cooked reminded me of the meals we dreamed of sharing. The way she folded the laundry reminded me of the future I once thought I'd have with you. Simple, ordinary moments that felt like heaven because you were in them. And when she caught me zoning out, staring at nothing with that look in my eyes, I swear she knew I was replaying conversations with you that never left my head. She finally said, If someone still lives this much inside you, then why are you fighting it so hard? Baby, I couldn't answer her. Because what was I supposed to say? That I'm terrified you've moved on? That I'm scared you'll never forgive me? That I've ruined the one thing in my life that actually felt pure? That night I lay awake and her words kept circling my head. I imagined telling her the whole truth, that every time I try to talk to someone new, I compare them to you and they fall short. That every time I hear a song about forever, I only see your face. That I've stood in rooms full of people and still felt empty, because your presence wasn't there. I imagined telling her how I dream about your smile, how I ache for the way you made me feel seen in a world that constantly told me to hide. But all that came out when I thought of saying it was more tears. Because baby, the truth is, I'm not just missing you. I'm still in love with you. And baby, what makes it worse is that my mom isn't blind. She knows this love isn't something casual. She sees how deep it runs, how it haunts me. She even whispered once, sometimes God lets a love break us so we learn what we're willing to fight for. And baby, I think that's exactly what this is. Because I fought against this love, tried to silence it, tried to bury it, but nothing worked. Maybe the real fight isn't against the love. Maybe it's for it, for you, for us. I don't know how you'd react if you heard all this. Maybe you'd turn away. Maybe you'd say it's too late. But baby, if you could have seen the way my mom held me that night, the way her hands trembled, as if she was carrying the weight of my broken heart too, you'd know this isn't just some obsession. This isn't weakness. This is my soul refusing to let go of the one person it knows it's meant to walk through life with. So when I cried in front of her baby, it wasn't just about missing you. It was about realizing that no matter how much I try to convince myself otherwise, I can't erase you. I can't rewrite what's carved into my soul. And maybe, just maybe, my tears were the only honest answer I could give, because words would have fallen short. Only tears could tell the truth about how much I still love you, how much I still need you, and how much I still believe that somehow, some way, we'll find our way back. Baby, I need you to understand what happened after that. The more my mom looked at me, the more I realized she already knew the truth without me saying a word. Her question had been simple, but it opened a wound I couldn't hide anymore. And baby, every time she tried to comfort me, I felt myself collapsing even more. She kept saying, "Why are you carrying this alone? Why haven't you fought for them if they mean this much?" And I had no answer. Because deep inside, I knew I'd been a coward. I wanted to tell her everything, that every memory of you still follows me like a shadow, that I still hear your laugh echoing when I try to fall asleep, that even the smell of rain reminds me of you, and the way you once said storms make you feel alive. But when I tried to open my mouth, the words caught in my throat and tears came instead. And baby, those tears were my confession. They told her everything I couldn't say out loud. She held me and whispered, "This is not love you can erase. This is love you must honor." And baby, that hit me so deeply because I've been dishonoring it, pretending I could silence it, pretending I could live without you. I realized then that the silence between us hasn't been healing me. It's been killing me slowly. I've been waking up every day trying to convince myself I'm fine, when in reality, I'm empty. You're the missing piece, and I've been walking around hollow because of it. My mom sees it, she feels it, and now I can't hide it anymore. Baby, I need you to know this. When she asked me that question, she wasn't trying to test me. She was trying to make me face myself. She was trying to help me admit what I've been too afraid to admit, that I am still yours, fully, completely, and painfully. And when I couldn't answer her without crying, it was because every answer I could give would have exposed me as the man who still loves you more than anything in this world. I don't know if you'll believe me when I say this, but that night changed me. It made me see that no matter how far I've tried to run, I always end up here. Back at you, back at us, back at the love that refuses to die. And baby, I'm done fighting it. Baby, even the silence in my room felt heavy with your name. I kept replaying the way my mom felt heavy with your name. It was a silence in my room, felt heavy with your name. I kept replaying like a bell that wouldn't stop ringing. I kept replaying the sounds in my room, felt heavy with your name. I realized something I've been too stubborn to admit. I've been lying, not just to you, not just to my mom, but to myself. I've been lying every time I told myself I could live without you. Every time I said I'll get over it. Every time I pretended to smile in front of others. The truth is, baby, I never got over you. I never moved on. I only built walls around a wound that still bleeds every single day. That question my mom asked, it wasn't just about you. It was about me. About the man I've become since I lost you. And when I looked in her eyes, I knew she saw straight through me. She saw the guilt, the regret, the longing I can't hide anymore. And baby, it terrified me, because if she could see it that clearly, then maybe everyone else can too. Maybe they all know I'm still yours. Do you know what happened after she left the room that night? I sat there alone in the dark, holding my face in my hands, whispering your name like it was a prayer. And I swear, baby, I felt you. I felt your spirit brushing against me, like you were there, listening, hurting, crying with me. And it broke me even more because I don't deserve that closeness after all the ways I failed you. I need you to understand this. When I cried in front of her, I wasn't just crying because I miss you. I was crying because I betrayed myself by pretending you didn't matter. I was crying because I let pride and fear steal something sacred. And now I carry the weight of that loss every day. Baby, I know you've been wondering why I haven't come forward sooner. Why I've stayed silent when my heart screams for you. And the truth is ugly. I was afraid of rejection, afraid you'd close the door for good, afraid that even if I poured everything out, it wouldn't be enough to heal the damage I caused. So instead of fighting for us, I hid. I chose the coward's path, and now every tear I shed is the price of that choice. But my mom's question woke something in me. It made me see that silence is no longer an option. I can't keep pretending. I can't keep burying what's already alive, and I can't keep letting fear win when my love for you is bigger than anything I've ever felt. Baby, I want to tell you everything I couldn't tell her. Every detail of how I still see you in the smallest things. How I still replay our last conversation in my mind, wishing I could change my words. how I still wake up reaching for you in the middle of the night. I want to tell you how every song I hear somehow becomes about you. How every road I drive feels like it's leading me back to you. Because the truth is, no matter what I do, I always end up here, in this place of longing, of ache, of love that refuses to die. And maybe my tears answered her question better than any words could. Because tears don't lie, baby. And mine are screaming what my voice has been too weak to say. I still love you. Baby, when I think back, I realize that every memory of you has become like a secret diary written in my heart. And the strangest thing is, I never even tried to erase those pages. I thought time would blur them, but instead, every detail has become sharper. Every word you spoke, every look you gave me, every laugh that spilled from your lips. And when my mom asked me about you, those memories came rushing back so powerfully that I couldn't hold them in. I remembered that day we walked together, when the world felt so small, because all I could see was you. You were talking about something silly and I pretended not to listen, just so I could admire the way your face lit up when you were passionate about something. Baby, I can't tell you how many times since then I've replayed that walk in my mind. I still remember the way your hand brushed against mine, and how I didn't grab it like I should have. I was a fool for not holding on tighter. When my mom pressed me, her voice breaking through my silence, she didn't just ask me about you. She asked me about the man I've become without you. And baby, I hated the answer, because I've become someone who looks whole on the outside but is broken inside. I become someone who wears a mask of strength while crumbling behind closed doors. I become someone who lets pride steal away love. And the more I think about it, the more I realize how much of me was lost the moment I lost you. Do you want to know something I've never told anyone? At night, when I'm alone, I still talk to you. I whisper to the air like you're right there with me.